to drive?
Being recorded. It's like 30 hours to get all the way to Denver. We stop in Cleveland first, and then in Des Moines, and then we hit Denver.
Nice. Okay, well, let me go ahead and get started. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. If not, please raise your hand. But my name is Brenda Perez. I serve here in Human Resources at Estes Park, YMCA of the Rockies. And I'll have a great opportunity to meet many of you starting in 2 weeks. I mean, gosh, it's almost 2 weeks away. So we're all very excited you're coming. A couple of housekeeping things that everyone is on mute now, but please use the chat function if you have questions at any time. Mitch is going to be monitoring chat and we can answer questions for you. So please use that function. You can also do the hand raiser function, but it might take a little bit longer to get back to you. And we are recording this meeting, so you can see the record button is on. And anyone that was unable to make today's meeting, we will send the information out to you. So I think you probably can all see a few new faces. So I'm going to ask people to introduce themselves. So we'll just go through this. And as I call out your name, please go ahead and introduce yourself. So Charles, will you kick us off, please?
Hi, everyone. I'm Charles, and I work on the HR team at the Estes Park Center, and I will be part of the EPC Elevate support team. And I'm available to answer any questions on email or phone. And I look forward to having a great semester with you all.
Thank you. And Rick, since you're in the room, do you want to go ahead and
Sure,
introduce
yeah.
yourself?
I'm Rick Taylor. I live in Estes Park, and I'm a volunteer, long history with the Y, and I'll be a mentor of sorts, and also conducting a little session on change in transition, which I imagine many of you are in a period of change in transition right now, and that's very exciting. So I'm looking forward to being with all of you.
Thank you, Rick. Sarah, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Lombardi. I'm going to be one of your facilitators for this session of Elevate. I'm from Franklin, Massachusetts, so taking my car all the way to Colorado when I drive up there. It's going to be a long drive, but I'm very excited, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or just want to get to know. I'm so excited to meet all of you.
Thank you, Sarah. And then I'm going to ask Karen. You're a little bit blurred, but yes, can you come on over?
Hi, my name is Karen. Welcome. I also serve in HR. I wear a variety of hats. Much of the time, I'm the volunteer coordinator at Estes Park Center. But I also do a variety of other things, which I'll be talking about later. I'll be working with all of you, and very much looking forward to getting to know each of you.
Thank you, Karen. Let's see. Abby, would you please introduce yourself as our fourth facilitator?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Abby. I'll be one of the facilitators and mentors for this session. So I'll be able to hopefully answer any questions you have and help make this process go a little bit easier for you. I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody and getting to know everyone.
Thank you. So Abby and Sarah are two new facilitators. We're very excited you'll both be joining, and I think everyone can probably see on Mitch's screen is Gage and Mitch. I think you've met them both. If you haven't met them on a Zoom meeting, that you have seen their amazing videos about what the rooms look like and what to pack. So before we get into this, if there are any questions for facilitators, please go ahead and drop them in the chat room. And if not, we'll just continue on our agenda. Okay, so good news. I think it's good news for everybody. We are in the final stages now of placing people in each of the participants into one of the two jobs. So as a reminder, we have food service jobs and we have housekeeping jobs. Both of them are super critical here at the YMCA because those two jobs are really a big piece of our guest satisfaction. So really critical, and we're excited people that you all are coming. So we kind of looked at all the resumes and the references and did quite a bit of different deep dives into putting people in the positions we think that will work for you, as well as work for the YMCA. On Monday, I will be sending out 2 emails. One email will be to everybody that's moving into food service. Second email will be everybody that's moving into housekeeping. And in those emails, we'll also include some information about, the dress code at work, what you need to bring. I know that question has come up a few times in the GroupMe chat room, so we'll clarify those points for everybody. On Thursday of next week, at Thursday's Zoom meeting, we're going to have the 2 department managers. So we'll have Emily Pullen joining us from housekeeping, and she's going to introduce herself, talk a little bit about the job, and they're really excited you're coming as well. And then London from our food service will also be on the Zoom meeting. So we'll really break down to 2 rooms for the Zoom meeting next week, housekeeping one area and food service to a separate Zoom meeting. So I know everyone's going to have a lot of questions about the jobs, which we are very excited to get more information next week, a little bit deeper dive into what to expect. Again, any questions, just throw them in the chat room. Mitch, any questions yet?
None so far, but
okay.
Feel free throughout the meeting. You can either put them in the chat or you can send them directly to me if it's something more like specific or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, so then last comment from me before I turn it back over to Karen is that there is a survey in the GroupMe, and it is the Elevate Transportation Arrival Information. It's not a survey, I'm sorry, it's a form. But we really want to make sure that everyone gets to the YMCA safely. So we're looking to find out if you are driving here, if you're flying here. If you're flying, do you want a ride on the YMCA shuttle? And that's going to be, we'll have 2 offerings there. So you don't need to answer right now. I'm going to ask that you do please fill out that form, because we really want to make sure we help shepherd you here to the correct YMCA of the Rockies and that you get here. Yes, Mitch.
If anyone already filled out the shuttle sign up form, you do not need to fill out this new form. So there were about like 15 of you that already did the shuttle sign up. You are all good. You don't need to worry about the thing that I'm going to send out today.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for clarifying. And Maya's going to talk a little bit more about the transportation piece in a few minutes. So what I'm going to do now is turn the camera over to Karen, and she's going to talk about this great opportunity that we're going to provide. So we'll turn to Karen.
Hi, thank you. So my background, my career was in human resources for organization and leadership development was my focus. And one of the instruments that I used a lot in developing people and leaders is the Myers-Briggs Type Inventory. I'm guessing some of you have taken that perhaps in school or other places. We're going to ask you to take it again. And we'll be using the results of this instrument for a wide variety of purposes throughout your time here. It certainly helps people understand themselves better, and you will also gain insight to your cohorts in the whole program. We're going to send you an email next week with a link to take the instrument. It takes about 40-45 minutes. We're going to ask you to please, we'll give you a deadline that you have to complete the instrument and submit it back to us so we can get the results. The results will be for the whole team your first week. At the end of your first week, we'll have a workshop. We'll explain the different preferences, which is the word Myers-Briggs uses for our natural tendencies for extroversion or introversion, for example. That's one of the 4 dimensions. So we'll have a workshop at the end of the week, and your first week, and we will have the facilitators take it with the HR team their first week. And when we give you the results, we will talk a lot about how teams work together with different types. We'll have a couple exercises that will give you more insight. Now, when you take the instrument, I'm going to ask you to please, number one, and most important, is what's your first response? Answer the questions with your first gut response. We can all overthink. We can all talk ourselves into or out of pretty much anything. So please trust your gut and answer according to the first reaction you had to that question. So also, you know, don't try to answer it like you think you want to be. Maybe you wish you were more extroverted if you're introverted, or the other way around. You're perfect exactly as you are, and that's the person we want to get to know. So please just, again, first reaction, first response. No right or wrong answers. Be in a comfortable environment when you take it. That's why we're not waiting for you to arrive here, because everybody gets here and we're all kind of like, wow, this is different and new, and what do I do next? So please take it at home. That's your most natural type. So again, we'll do the results in a workshop your first week. Are there any questions about it or concerns? You can certainly type your response to Mitch, or you could let us know at a later time if you have other questions. Okay? Thanks. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Karen. Okay, we'll just take a brief pause for questions in the chat screen.
If you've taken it before, the instrument, the Myers-Briggs instrument, you might just chat it in. Let Mitch know that you've done it. I'm just curious how many of you have actually taken this instrument, if anybody. Some high schools occasionally use it. I can't hear that saying I have. Okay. A lot of you.
Brennan asks when that will be sent out to everybody.
We'll be sending it out next week. I don't know the exact day, but it'll be early on the early side of next week.
By email, right?
By email with a link to actually take the instrument and send it back to us.
Molly said she had to take it in French class, which was odd.
That's a little unique, but I'm guessing she had a teacher who really believed in the value of Myers-Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just add that once we send out the link, we'll also put it in GroupMe, just giving you a heads up that it's gone out and to be looking for that email. So hopefully that will help as well. So you'll know when it's gone out.
Thank you, Anita. Okay, well, no more questions about Myers-Briggs, and as someone who has taken Myers-Briggs and gone through some different classes, I think you all will find it to be really interesting and insightful, you know, and I think also this idea of how we communicate with each other will be a big piece of it as well. So we look forward to hearing your feedback once you've gone through the program. So next I'm going to turn it over to our amazing housing manager, Maya. There's Maya.
Hello. I just have a few housekeeping items to let you all know about. So t-shirt sizes are due tomorrow by noon. And you know, as soon as possible, if you could just input your t-shirt size. Mitch will also send out the links after this Zoom meeting. So in case you did lose that link to fill in your t-shirt sizes, then just keep an eye out. And then please sign up for a shuttle if that is what's needed for you to get to the Estes Park campus. And the reason that we need you to sign up for your shuttles or the shuttle if you need it immediately is just because we need to kind of figure out where we're at in staffing, if we need to run an extra shuttle, things like that. So please sign up for a shuttle earlier rather than later. And just to reiterate, we have one shuttle that will be picking you up from the airport on Sunday, July 30th, and then another one on Monday, July 31st. Awesome.
Thank you, Maya. And just so everyone knows, Estes Park is about 2 hours from the Denver airport. So if you are flying into Denver, please do make sure you get back to us with your arrival information. We had a couple of people come on board this past month or two, and we're not familiar with Estes Park, the YMCA, and they ended up doing Uber to Estes Park, which, believe me, you don't want to do that. So please do make sure you go ahead and get in the system, okay? All right, any questions before we move on to the next segment?
I have a question for Melissa. What does this mean that you just sent in the chat?
I said Gage, would that be 2515 Tunnel Road that they're coming to? In
Melissa, that would be 2515 Tunnel Road, Estes Park, Colorado. Not Snow Mountain Ranch.
Okay, awesome.
Not Granby.
Nope.
It's very far away from here. And then did I see one other question pop up in chat?
Yeah. So the shuttles that we're running are actually separate from the Estes Park shuttle, which is the one you paid $65 for. If you could try to get a refund for that ticket, because we're going to pick you guys up for free. So, that's obviously depending on your flights, but yes, that's something separate. So you do not need to sign up for our shuttle if that's the route you plan on taking.
The shuttle times that we're only running 2 shuttles. On Sunday, we're running one at 5 p.m. and then Monday, one at noon. So if those times work for you, then feel free to hitch a ride with us. But other than that, yeah.
Yes, good point, Mitch. So the alternative is, let's say somebody comes in at 7 o'clock Sunday, really the choice is to take the Estes Park Town Shuttle, or really wait till Monday morning, which is not a good idea. So the 2 times that we are available to offer shuttles are in the system. If you don't have your airline booked yet, just try to work around those 2 times. That's the best from a cost perspective. That's the best program for you. Okay. All right, so now I will turn it over to Mitch and Gage. So everybody met Sarah and Abby this morning, and I know you've already met Mitch and Gage, but they're going to talk a little bit about what is planned for you.
Okay, so first we're going to address some much anticipated and asked about information that would be pertaining to the trips we're doing. So we're doing 3 total trips over the course of the program. The first of which will happen from around the 7th of September to the 22nd of September, depending on which group you're in. We will be spending 3 days and 2 nights backpacking in the wilderness of Rocky Mountain National Park. Needless to say, it's going to be awesome. Depending on the group you're in, which we'll have assigned for you next week, you'll be going at a different time. But the first date will start the 7th through the 9th. And then the next group will go day after that, and so on and so forth. The second trip will be throughout the month of October, same sort of setup. Each group will be going at a separate time throughout the month. So it'll be slightly different depending on what group you're in. We are going to take a road trip to Moab, Utah. We're going to check out Arches National Park and Canyonlands National Park, and maybe some of the national forest lands that are around there. Also, because it's all gorgeous in that area, we're going to be spending 4 days and 3 nights camping there. We got big campsites booked. We're going to pull the van up or the mini bus, whichever vehicle we have available at the time, and then just post up for a few days, check out everything the landscape has to offer. Our third trip will be Granby, Colorado, which is on the southwestern side of the national park. We're up on like the opposite corner in Estes. We have another property over there called Snow Mountain Ranch, which we will be staying at because we're all staff members. We get to like live there discounted. We can even go work there sometimes if the need is called for. It's pretty cool. And we'll check out the hot springs and maybe Winter Park, do some skiing. It'll be winter at that point. So it opens up a whole new world of outdoor recreation when the snow is piling up. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Very briefly, we covered this at the last meeting, but just to review how kind of the scheduling, the work scheduling works around your program days. You will work 4 days in a row in either housekeeping or food service, which will have your departments assigned early next week. Then on the 5th day, you will have your Elevate day, which is your program day, which we'll be doing a number of activities, which Gage will talk about a little bit here in a second. And then you'll have your 2 days off, and it'll be the same every week, except for when we're going on the trips, because it'll be just slightly different. You might have an extra day off at the beginning or the end. It just kind of going to depend on your work schedule and all that. Gage, would you like to give some examples of all the awesome programs that will be running on the Elevate days?
Absolutely. So as Mitchell did such a wonderful job outlining what your guys' weeks are going to look like, 4 days spent either in housekeeping or food service, depending on which department you go in. And then you're going to have a 5th Elevate day. I'll just give you a couple examples of what those might look like, specifically pertaining to our excursions into the wilderness. I know that might seem a little bit intimidating. I know when I was at the age you guys are at, I was really intimidated to go out in the woods, like at all, let alone backpacking. So one of the days will be an outdoor preparedness and leave no trace. Leave no trace isn't so much about safety as it is looking after our environment, stewarding what we have been entrusted with. And then the outdoor preparedness is going to be, you know, practice setting up backpacking gear, tents, basic backcountry skills, safety. Another day that's going to be separate but sort of has some tie-in is wilderness first aid. I believe the acronym is WOLFA, but we'll be getting certified in that so that you guys will definitely be absolutely comfortable being out in the wilderness with your facilitators as well as our guides. Another thing we really want out of these Elevate days, they're definitely focused on outdoor recreation, but almost like we're using the outdoors as a metaphor for internal exploration as well. So while we'll be in the most beautiful place on earth, in my opinion, in the beautiful Rocky Mountains, we're also going to be taking a deep dive into ourselves and just growing as people, developing soft skills. I think one way that the last Elevate group did that and really enjoyed it was by volunteering for Habitat for Humanity. So in the town of Estes Park, we're trying to set some things up. Nothing is necessarily set in stone yet, and this is subject to change, but at some point we might be going and building a house in Estes Park. Also, there's gardens in Estes Park, public gardens that we could be tending.
Well, the gardens are down the mountain. Those like in Boulder and Long.
Oh, well, my bad. The gardens are not in Estes Park. They're about 30 to 40 minutes away in Longmont and Boulder.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, beautiful cities.
We're working with some farms in the surrounding area to try to do some volunteer work and team building stuff there also. So that'll be cool. Get pet some goats and stuff.
And then also down the line, one thing I'm really looking forward to is our 14er Summit Day. Going back to what I was saying earlier, that might sound intimidating. If you guys don't know what a 14er is, a 14er is just a mountain that summits above 14,000 feet. So 14er. The closest one to us is Longs Peak. I mean, it's probably out of one of these windows right now. It's literally in that picture right there. Longs Peak. That is a pretty difficult hike, so I'm not sure that that's the one we're going to be doing. However, in the beautiful town of Idaho Springs, which is about a 1.5 to 2 hour drive from us, there's a few 14ers, Mount Bierstadt, Quandary Peak, Mount Evans. All of those are much more accessible. But like I said, all of us are going to feel extremely comfortable being in the woods and in the wilderness with these Elevate days. And also, I really want to emphasize that while we are going to be in the beautiful outdoors, a lot of it is going to be focused on internal exploration and internal growth. Lastly, I would like to touch on our mindfulness retreat. Just a little bit. About, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes down the road on Colorado Highway 7 is the DAO place, DAO. They have, I don't know what the word would be, but licensed meditators, experienced meditators, but we will be spending a day there, taking a deep dive into their culture, practicing some mindfulness techniques, so on and so forth.
Yes, thank you, Gage. As you can see, there is so much to look forward to, and I am looking forward to participating in all these things with you guys. It's going to be amazing. This, objectively speaking, will be the best semester of Elevate that has ever happened. So I hope you're all as amped as I am.
Should we answer that?
Huh? Oh, we got some questions in the chat. Vincent says, who can I email to check if my shuttle information is correct? Vincent, if you would like to email me, I will put my email in the chat. Actually, I'll just reply to you directly. Or here, I'll send you my email, or you can use GroupMe if you want, but I'll just send you my email anyway. YMCA Rockies.org. Boom. I think we had another question. Kat says, I'm so excited. So
Likewise.
are we, Kat. Oh my gosh. Melissa LaFon says, whoop, whoop. Okay, I believe Gabe also had a question. Do we need to sign? Oh wait, we already answered that question. Okay, all the questions are answered. All the cool stuff's been covered. Anyone else got anything to add? Anybody?
I don't know, Mitch and Gage, you guys are a tough act to follow, so I'm not sure. Okay, Brennan has a question too.
Brennan, what is the Paycom email from Tuesday for? Well, Brennan, I believe in your specific case, that would have been to complete your onboarding paperwork. If you open that email, it was either from Melissa reminding you to log into Paycom, or it was from Paycom directly. Either way, you probably have a bunch of paperwork to finish, and you need to do that so you can be hired. Very important. If you have any more questions about that, you can message me on GroupMe. If you're having like some problems with logging in or whatever, I can fix those for you. Where do we choose our t-shirt sizes? Keith, we have sent out a what's it called? A Google form where you can fill out your t-shirt size in the GroupMe. I can send that again after this meeting, along with the arrival information. Questionnaire, what are they called? Questionnaires, quizzes, whatever. The form, yes. I'll send it in the GroupMe right after the meeting is over. Madeline says, my phone glitched. What was the first trip we have planned? Madeline, you're not going to believe this. We're backpacking in Rocky Mountain National Park for 3 days and 2 nights. Some of the most gorgeous wilderness area in the world. We will be immersed completely, gazing at the stars at night. It's going to be awesome. I think that's all the questions, unless anyone has any more. Last call for questions.
Okay, well, that is the end of today's agenda, but hopefully we have given you all some great information, some trip planning ideas, and everyone is very, we hope, excited and engaged. We at this end here at Estes Park, beautiful Estes Park, we are all super excited that you are coming and very much looking forward to everyone being here soon. So let's see, Mitch stepped away. Any last questions? And if not, then we will say goodbye, and Monday we'll send out job information. So last call for questions. Anyone? Okay, well, thank you all very much. This meeting has been recorded. Mitch, are we going to just post the recording on GroupMe, or just in case anyone asks for it, or what is the next step?
I'll just put it in GroupMe.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We can't wait to meet you all. Oh, Melissa's a hand raiser there. Now you're waving goodbye. Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Later.